naredna prezentacija je o modi, odnosno o modnom dizajnu, između ostalog, škola dizajna koja nema samo modu, nego i druge sfere, kao što je dizajn interijera, zatim i grafički dizajn, i još animacija, još dosta toga što može biti interesantno. Sa nama su večeras Andrea i Marta, ja se nadam da me sada čuju. Hello guys, do you hear me? Sorry for for this part of the introduction that you didn't hear, but anyway, I did my best, and it's always a pleasure to have you on board. Andrea, nice to hear you again, and Marta, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, thank you very much for hosting us, and no problem at all.
Okay, so the floor is yours. I said a couple of words about EAD, but as we have a long, let's say, partnership, our students are introduced to your programs. However, it's better to hear more about them from your side, as you are experts in this field. I will be here to pass you questions and to discuss maybe some parts of your story that would be important for our students.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Elena, and welcome to all of you. It's nice to be here once again. My name is Andrea, and I work as an area manager for ID, Istituto Europeo di Design. I'm here today with my colleague Marta, who will accompany you in the story of ID. So just that you have some reference of who we are.
Thank you, Andrea. Hello, everyone, and welcome. So I will start sharing my screen to show you a presentation about our institution. Just a second. I want to have the full screen. Can you see my screen, Andrea?
Yes, we can see it.
Perfect. I just wanted to have the full size.
If you go on vista, if you scroll down, modalità schermo intero.
Oh yeah, sorry guys. Every time I forget where it is, but thank you so much, Andrea. Thank God you're here. Well, once again, everyone, welcome to this presentation about ID, Istituto Europeo di Design. What is ID? ID is an international network of education operating in the field of design, fashion, visual arts, communication and management, and art. But we will go through these disciplines that we are specialized in later on during the presentation. So on the one hand, ID, as you probably know, is an Italian reality. I mean, we have 100% Italian DNA. The first ID campus was founded more than 50 years ago in Milan. But then throughout more than 50 years of history, ID has expanded truly as an international network over 3 countries, Italy, Spain, and Brazil. So indeed, as of today, we are present in 12 different cities in these 3 countries. So here in this slide, you can see an overview of the cities where our campuses are located and a few images about them. So probably you know these cities, you know them because they are amazing, vibrant cities from the point of view of economics, culture, and art. But why did we choose this city in particular? Because of their very rich, as I said, economic and cultural heritage and environment. And because we as a school, as a network, in our courses, we exploit what we call in Latin, genius loci. What does it mean? It means that every city, every place has its own history, its own culture, its own particular features. And we really want to connect such features, such rich territories with our courses, with our students. We really want to bring these territories and their know-how to the classroom. And how can we do it? We do it through a methodology which has as its main milestone the learning by doing, which means a very practical methodology, a philosophy that allows our students to learn not simply by the book. So, of course, you will have some theoretical classes, some cultural subjects, which are very important, but you are also going to do a lot of practice, a lot of practical activities, which are carried out most of the times in our laboratories. Here you can see a few pictures of them. So we do have state-of-the-art laboratories equipped with all the facilities and technologies that will allow you to realize your own designs, your own projects. And talking about projects, another fundamental word, another milestone of our methodology is indeed the project culture. What does it mean? It means that we will teach you to design and realize, following every single step of a project. So projects which are most of the times demanded by the companies. So another very important aspect of our teaching method is the connection with companies of the territory. So this means that companies, here you can see a few pictures taken from projects realized with Cartel and Amazon. They ask for our, actually for our help, for the work of our students in order to renew themselves, in order to realize some new projects that are needed by the company because they are needed by the market. So that's why our courses are tailored again in connection with the territory where we are located and in connection with what the society and what the market needs. And the companies tell us what the market and the users need, and our students really work on such concrete briefs and present their final works to the companies. So maybe Andrea can add something to this by speaking of a concrete project that our students developed.
Sure. Thank you, Marta. This is a great example of, what we just explained to you, because we had a partnership with a big brand, Adidas. I believe you all know it. And we wanted to make a project on the interior design level. The project consisted in redesigning the customer experience of the brand through the stores. As you can see here, there are important aspects of the brand DNA that you can recognize. The colors, the shape of the shoebox with the 3 stripes and so on. I mean, all those aspects that are very popular, very familiar, very connected, to the brand's target, to the brand's, customer audience, were reproduced so that you could find an emotional link with the brand while you were at the store. And especially what it was designed, it was not just a choice of which color do we put, which lightings, which material do we use. I mean, of course, these were all choices that needed to be done, but in order to create an experience who was representing the brand's DNA. And as you can see here, we manage to reproduce this kind of aspect. But this is very, this is very much crucial when you are, creating a project, because when you're designing, you're not relying just on your inspiration, but you really need to develop a specific methodology that passes through creating a project in connection with the brand. So you need to respect the brand values and DNAs while you you conceive this project, and then you have to take into consideration who you're designing with. So this is why it's very important to have a feedback with the, from the market directly, and growing, learning in such an environment for us, it's something that it's crucial. And of course, we want to bring to our students projects that are, of impact, projects and brands that are really doing great improvements. For example, we used Adidas, we partnered with Adidas, but here's a representation of, it's a small representation of all the companies that wanted to work with us during this past few years, and I don't think they do need any introduction. Of course, they were chosen also because of this feature, but this is also the kind of experience that you can do while studying at ID. Of course, we invite the brands to be part of the academic life, of our professors, who, by the way, are also professionals. So it's not, we do not really believe in just theoretical universities. We are very practical, as Marta was saying before, but also very much connected also with the teaching methodology, with the professional life of being a creative. But, we involve brands, we involved, the professionals in every aspect, because we really want to launch students in a successful career. So this is also why we give a lot of attention also on the career development of our students. And this is a representation of all the events that we create along, being launched in the, in the industry throughout the year. So you really have multiple occasions inside the classes, because if you do a big project, a great project, you make yourself visible, to the brand's representative. But also we have moments in which we create this connection through you, with your portfolio, your CV, and the brands who are looking for young creatives to cooperate with them. And of course, we want, I always say that ID, it's like a big family, okay? And it's a family which you stick to for life, let's say, just like it happens in real life. So we do have an alumni network, and that you will, of course, be, asked to join once you finish your experience at ID, so that you can stay in connection with us. But this is, about alumni. This is also, we wanted to give you an idea of the kind of a career that you can have with, through ID, with the methodology that ID gives you, with the lens that ID give you to see the world. If you're into fashion, I believe you know very well the brand Dior. And actually, the current artistic director of Dior, it's Maria Grazia Chiuri, and she is ID alumna. She studied at ID. So you can really reach the, for great heights, let's say. But, this is not the only option you have. It depends, who you are, what you want to be. You can really develop yourself in many different ways. We have the example of Daniel. He's from Sweden, for example. He studied with us in Italy, and then he decided, to go back to Sweden to open an interior design studio, which actually it's very famous. And every year at the Design Week in Milan, we see the studio doing impressive projects, in cooperations with Italian brands. And this is, a fantastic example of studying, the value that you have with an international education experience, because you really bring with you a set of know-how and a set of connection, such as the Made in Italy in this case, that can really be very helpful for you also in your future professional life. We have other examples. For example, we have Francesco Murano. He was just graduated. He was, developing his graduation collection, and with the good use of communication, Instagram in this case, he managed to be visible to the Beyonce stylist, and actually he managed to dress Beyonce as, a undergrad student at IID in several occasions. She wore his dress. The dress that you see in the picture is actually designed by Francesco Murano, but also the shoes that you can see in the Lion King's video clip are designed by him, for example. So once you really understand your potential, you can also reach great accomplishment. You don't have to wait necessarily to grow in experience. You can really have great potential right from the start. So we can really give you a good connection, a good methodology, and then with the use that you do it, you can really do amazing things, as you can see. These are my examples, Marta.
Great. Thanks a lot, Andrea. And actually, yes, Andrea showed you in a very detailed and concrete way what you can reach. I mean, what you can become, where you can arrive at the end of your study experience in ID. But first of all, you need to start it. This ID experience must start somehow, somewhere. So the first important thing will be make your choice about the course that you're going to apply for. ID has a really rich academic offering, divided, all our courses are divided into these main course typologies, which vary, of course, according to the length and the typology, the features of the program. So first of all, we offer a lot of undergraduate programs, which you can access directly after your high school. Undergraduate programs are, most of them are accredited by the either Italian or Spanish state university system. So they will allow you to obtain an official bachelor's degree. They may last 3 years or 4 years, depending on the country, on the course typology. But these are more detailed issues that we will assess later on, if we can, in the Q&A session or in one-to-one meetings that we definitely encourage you to book for this fair. So this was about the undergraduate courses. We also offer postgraduate courses, which means master courses that can be accessed usually after an undergraduate degree. And the very important aspect of all these course typologies is that these courses that I'm talking to you about are completely taught in English language. Of course, we also offer programs taught in Italian language in Italy and in Spanish language in Spain. But I believe that most of you will be interested in an education taught in English. So don't worry, because there are lots of programs that are entirely taught in English language. And for this reason, the classes are really international. So they are formed by students coming literally from all over the world. We also offer foundation programs, which are a good start before, if you are not ready yet for an undergraduate course from the point of view of academic requirements, or if you are still undecided about the specific path you want to undertake, and so you want to have a more general orientation here in the world of design that will allow you to understand which is the specific direction that you want to take, either product or fashion, interior, and so on. And then we offer shorter courses, shorter experiences that you can live in one of our campuses, either for a semester or 1 year. So we have semester and year abroad programs, but also shorter programs that happen in the summer. And usually they last from 2 weeks to 3 weeks. And then we also offer continuing education programs, which are mainly dedicated to professionals. So people already working in the field who want to take a further specialization. So I believe that we have told you everything. No, sorry, very important thing. I mentioned them in the beginning, but let's go through them now again. So these are the areas, the fields where you can specialize and in which we offer all the courses typology that I just mentioned. So we offer courses in design, such as I mentioned, interior design, product design, transportation design, yacht design, and other. The field of fashion, where of course we offer courses such as fashion design, but also jewelry design, and courses related to the field of communication, public relations in fashion, such as fashion styling. Also courses in fashion marketing, which is highly demanded nowadays on the market, fashion business, and so on. Then we have the area of visual art and communication. Again, here the academic offering is very rich. It comprehends courses such as graphic design, animation, video design, photography, and so on. And finally, the area of communication and management, where we find courses such as business design, brand design and communication, focus on new media, and so on. And again, in order to get to know our academic offer more in detail and have a deeper understanding of any of these courses or these areas, I encourage you definitely to book a one-to-one meeting during this upcoming week. I believe we have time now for some Q&A. And another very important thing, last but not least, I will most probably be in Belgrade in a couple of weeks on the 7th of October. So if you are interested in having a personal one-to-one meeting with me, I definitely encourage you to contact Via Academica in order to schedule an appointment at their office. So it can be a great occasion to meet in person, to know more about our offer, our courses. But again, before that day, let's take advantage at most of this fair of this week. And you will see our calendar in the virtual booth. So I suggest scheduling an appointment whenever you are available to do that.
Thank you, Marta.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for this presentation, and it was really good to see you both, to meet you both, and to hear both parts of the story about IED. I really enjoyed it because I'm into, let's say, design just a bit and enough to understand your way of education and your projects. I was really impressed by the project that you did with Adidas, which it's amazing. I mean, it's both marketing and design. It's something that
exactly. This is what we always try to tell to the students. It's not just designing by inspiration, but you really have to the professionals working with this approach.
Of course, you have a client, you have a brief, actually, you have the point, let's say, of the project, and you have to fulfill those requirements and those targets. Okay, let's switch to questions, although we
Sure.
will have what Marta said about personal interviews here at our office, and we will offer, of course, that possibility to those who prefer to meet you in person. The first question is about portfolio. Do I need a portfolio in order to apply to a program at IED?
I can, Marta, if you want, I can answer to this question. Generally speaking, you do need a portfolio, let's say. But then again, if you have a specific interest, let's discuss it, you know, on a personal level, because as we were saying, we have many different programs with many different, you know, the application procedures may vary from, you know, one campus to another and from one course to another course. If you're speaking about the undergraduate programs, for example, we do not cut off the students depending from the portfolio. We do ask to see the portfolio because we are very much interested to know, you know, the approach that a student has to creativity, but all the undergraduate courses start from a very basic level. So all the students can start from zero. In the selection system, we use what we call an holistic approach. So it means that we do take into consideration many different aspects of students. So the academic performance, the portfolio, the motivation, which is a huge part of the evaluation, and of course, other credentials that we can discuss eventually.
And when it comes to graduate programs, portfolio is more important, isn't it?
Yeah, when we speak about a master's degree, and especially a master's that it's let's say would bring your profession to the next level, we will give for granted the basis in this sense. So for some masters, portfolios are crucial. Yes, in this case, absolutely.
And they become the most important part of the application. So it's not about your GPA, it's about your motivation, but about your projects, about what you did in past a couple of years.
Yeah, if you're applying for a master, usually it's the moment with a portfolio, it's the moment to show off, let's say, to show your everything that you've learned. So show us, you know, also on a technical level.
Actually, every time I have a consultation with the undergraduate candidates, they're a bit afraid of the portfolio. Like they are insecure and they are like wondering if they are good enough, or what kind of candidates will apply from other countries. Can they fulfill those requirements? So my part of the job is also to make them sure that they should apply, although they don't have some high level of any kind of a skill.
Application, it's always worth, you know, it's always worth trying, because it's very hard that we say no and full stop point, you know. It also happens that if some student doesn't have the full level, we can also say, okay, let's you know, let's meet in 3 months, or let's see, you can develop and let's show us again. So let's see what we can do so that you can improve in the meantime, what you should work on, and then let's see, you know, if you have you know, better chances after you've improved this part. So it's important, because it's never a judgment, you know, a final judgment. It's a more ongoing conversation. So don't be scared. It's an opportunity, of course. So go for every opportunity you have.
That's what we tell them. And another question is pretty much related to this. It's about the deadlines. What is the deadline for applications?
So normally we have rolling applications. Marta, do you want to
Yes,
the
of
question.
course.
Sorry.
No problem. Yes, and then I would like also to add something to what you have just said. That is to reassure students, but let's stick to the question first. So actually, a very important aspect to take into consideration is that all of our programs have a limited number of places. Because in order to apply such a practical methodology, such a tight connection with companies, with real projects, we really need to keep the numbers of students low in our classroom. So usually we cannot host more than 25 students per class. So that's why we definitely encourage early applications because it's never too early, let's say, to apply for a program. It may be too late if you apply, let's say, in August for an undergraduate program that starts in October. So we definitely suggest not waiting too much. As Andrea was saying, our applications work all year round. So right now, at the end of September, we are opening the application session for the academic year that will start in October of 2022, speaking of undergraduate courses. So starting from October, let's say, from now, you can already start working on your application. And in order to reward, let's say, the earliest applicants, every year we offer also early bird promotions that can help you with the reduction of the tuition fee. Because we also want to, in this sense, to reward the students that show a great deal of motivation in advance and decided to apply in advance, which is a very good thing. And also as regards the applications, generally speaking, adding to what Andrea and Elena were saying, we suggest students not to worry too much about the technical skills. If you haven't developed technical skills so far, such as in drawing or in using the softwares like Photoshop, don't worry, because all these technical aspects will be part of your first year, of your learning. So we will teach you, our professors will teach you everything that you need to know about softwares, about the technical subjects that are fundamental for your profession. But for the application, it's not necessary to already have acquired these skills. So what is most important, as Andrea said, is really the motivation and also the creativity that you bring into your portfolio, which means your mind, how your mind works, what you want to show us about you, about your hobbies, about your passions. So don't worry too much about the technical aspect of your portfolio, and yes, take advantage of this opportunity and apply nevertheless, even if you feel that you are not good enough at the technical aspect.
Thank you for those explanations, and they will be useful for us as well. Another thing that you can imagine is always very important for our students are scholarships. As far as we know, you have very good options based on the competitions and on, of course, those talents and motivation that can be presented by a specific project. Can you please explain further about that? And we will be just on time to finish the presentation.
Perfect. I can go for that. Well, yeah, this is another reason why you want to apply early during the year, because we have usually a couple of competition which are, talent based, which means that we would ask you to work upon a brief that we will give you. Of course, the brief will be depending from the kind of course you're interested in applying to. We do not have the same request for a transportation design student and for a fashion design student. But in any case, depending from what you're applying to, we will ask you to develop your own work upon the brief, and then to submit it to us. Usually you have 1 or 2 month time, depending from the kind of competition and so on. If you're applying to, an undergraduate course, again, do not worry of doing everything perfect at a professional level, because we know that you're not a professional. You actually are, applying to become a professional. So concentrate a lot on the idea, okay? Concentrate a lot on your passion. Okay, and also show us the process, not just the final outcome. But in any case, when you submit the application, the project, we will make an evaluation, and the selected projects would be in a 50% reduction on the fee. So it's quite an important reduction. So this is about the programs, the scholarship contest. We also do have ways of reducing the fees depending from the family income, for example. I mean, we have early bird. So whenever it comes to the financials, let's discuss about it. Again, let's see on one-to-ones, for example, you can discuss with the Academica, all the options that you have, because, there's usually multiple. So. Go for that.
And Marta, do you have something to add maybe on this topic?
Yes, actually, it's pretty much connected with what I was saying earlier about creativity, about the idea. So this concept applies both to the portfolio for the application and to the project for the scholarship competition. So what will be mainly evaluated by the jury, by the panel, won't be the technical realization, the technical part of the project, but as also Andrea said, the idea behind it. So the development of an idea, of a personal interpretation of the brief by the student. And another very important thing is that usually the briefs are developed by our panel, by our academic staff, considering what is happening in the world, in society. So briefs are always close to the life of our students, of the life of people. So it's something that all our students can reason about, can think about, and they can come up with fresh, innovative ideas that our panel will definitely be happy to review.
Yeah, sure. And those are topics that they can relate to, and they can show their creative potential, which is, of course, for you, one of the most important criteria. I have to say that your instructions are pretty much straightforward on your website. And so I encourage our students to check the information and not to be afraid to apply before they read it carefully, or before they come to us to discuss all the possibilities, because they are aware that your institution is important, and that you have high criteria. And after that, and they see that they are not like brave enough to go into the application before they make sure that it's really like possible. It's really, it's really something that is affordable. So we are here to help them in every single sense. Although we always say portfolio is yours. I mean, we can help with documentation, we can help with other stuff, but nothing that has something to do with your creativity, with your personal approach. That is something that you have to show and to develop. Okay, we don't have any questions. Let me check once again. No, at our Q&A. However, feel free to add something if you want, or we can finish here. I, of course, can repeat that we are here to support all the students or the potential candidates with the help they need, and we will spread the word about your personal interview here in Belgrade.
Great.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Yelena. It was very, nice to
always
be here once again, and to have this presentation with Marta.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
so much.
You like our fair. Although it's virtual, it's really, really very close to the experience we have at our fairs. And I really do hope that we will meet again and that we will keep up the good work.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.